What's good? What's good? It's your boy Big Truck. You already know what time it is. Wagwan. Shout out to my man More to Life. Go to his page, show him some love. King's doing an amazing thing. I'm proud of him. Another brother standing 10 toes down on business. I like that. Subscribe to my channel as well. Subscribe, like, comment, and share. So he has some things to say. I have some things to say. Then the spirit of the universe will take us home. Without further ado, grab your shoulder pads and your helmet, and let's get this work.
On the same motherfucking roof. Getting shit done. You ain't gonna believe this shit. Woo!
I'm not gonna sit here and lie. I'm feeling the little movement y'all embarking on. I'm feeling it. Don't chase no more. Niggas come knowing they worth now. Don't blow up phones no more.
Those days are over.
Niggas stop text freeing and text nowing. Stop emailing. That's been extinct though. Like that's old. Pin stopped emailing. Don't DM or fake IG account. Like it's getting to that point. Come knowing they worth, and I don't like it. How do we go from brown sugar to getting down on one knee asking a map? How do we get? We lost the plot.
I want you guys to pay attention right there. That's the problem.
Number one, you talk funny. I get it. You from New York. But what you talking about, you ain't saying nothing. You rocking rhymes, but you ain't saying nothing. You see? It's clear. You one of those, you deal with niggas. That's what you deal with. You don't deal with no man. Not talking like that. I can see why men fall back from you. I can see why men don't approach you. Yeah, you got a nice little frame, but your hair is not real. Them long eyelashes. Okay? And hear what you saying, I see why you ain't got nobody.
We lost the plot. How do we go from love and basketball? How do we go from poetic justice? How do we go from Love Jones to chasing to I don't chase females. How do we lost the plot? We lost it.
Where you going? You still gotta suck me off, see?
The way you are reacting to men changing is why things are the way it is now. Think about it. Look at your roughness. Now, you're masculine, but it's not about you. Most women have became like you, and they're hard. They don't want to gotta be too soft, right? So what has happened over time? Guys got more and more. Their heart has hardened more. It's an ice box where my heart used to be. You heard that? You know that song? Like these things. What about that? Like those songs were coming out, right? And certain songs were coming out, and women didn't realize the change.
Men got tired of getting hurt. Men got tired of getting played. Men got tired of going through the same rhythm of roll. And when men, and this is the thing here, the more men begin to huddle up, the more men begin to talk amongst each other, the more men had those conversations. Y'all know the locker room conversations, the sideline conversations, the end zone conversations, conversations at the water cooler, conversations at the king's table. They've discovered their worth, identified it. They started setting limitations. They started setting boundaries. They started stating and sharing their preference and letting it be known. And to modern women of today, that shit is new to them. Now, a woman of good character will understand those things that I just said. Because A woman of good character is willing to sit down and get to know a man, willing to sit down and break bread with a man, willing to sit down and understand a man.
Flawless victory.
Complain about men not approaching us anymore because women for years online have been saying, don't approach me at the gym. I'm just here to get a workout. Don't approach me at the bar. I'm just here to have a good time and dance with my girls. Don't approach me at the library. I'm just trying to get my work done. Don't approach me at the grocery store. I'm just trying to do my shopping. We have been saying online for years to not approach us places because we're not there for a man and we're just trying to do our own thing and don't want to be bothered with it. So men have stopped approaching women.
Congratulations, you played yourself.
Because of what women have been saying. You can't get mad at them because they actually listened. Like, I feel like something is not clicking here because then we have told men to stop approaching us. And now they have. But then you as a woman now don't want to approach men because that's not feminine. Or you don't chase, you attract. But now you can't even attract because we all have scared men out of approaching women in public.
A large number of women just threw a monkey wrench into something before it even got started. But this is what they wanted. So now, that's not what I meant. No, bitch, you said it. You said it. You made it loud and clear. Men said, fine. Cool. Bet. Keep that energy. I'm going to go over here where I'm appreciated. I'm celebrated. I'm needed and wanted and respected. And now modern women feel some type of way. Well, guess what? It's going to continue to get worse until you get off your lazy ass, change your mindset.
Fatality.
And now it's like, if you actually do want more men to start approaching you, we kind of got to take back what we said and just be like, no, you can approach us. Maybe just don't be a creep or a weirdo. Approach us respectfully. If we reject you, move on and be respectful about it. Just because I reject you doesn't mean you have to call me a... Just take the rejection and move on. All right, so...
Hold up. I have to agree with her with that. Just take the rejection and move on. Same thing for a woman. Ladies, like she just said, take your rejection and move on. Because that goes both ways.
If you're complaining that men aren't approaching you, just realize it's our own fault.
I'm listening to what she said, and she's right. Totally right. But this is what I say to that. Now, it depends on how you reject a man. Hey, tell a man sorry. I like that you tried. I'm just not interested.
They know their value the best. They are the best examples of, I know my worth and I'm always going to put myself first. And that's something that we need to learn from them.
Being single is just a lot safer than dating, getting into a relationship, being in a situationship or anything with anybody, because the way that these men are set up nowadays, the way that these men move about, the way that these men lie, cheat, finesse, use, abuse.
You dumb asshole.
Would it also be safe to say the same thing about a large number of women? Once again, you said these men, maybe the men that you chose that were that way.
All of that, the way that they do that so openly and also without any remorse, without any care, like, what is going on? I don't understand. Like, nobody can convince me at any point right now that being in a relationship is better than being single. Nobody, because I am so at peace and content with myself. The only times I feel like stressed out is when I see what these women are going through at the hands of these men. Like, when I reflect on my past relationship, I remember the stress. When I see other women going through it in their relationship every day,
You dumb bitch.
the algorithm wants to show me stories of women who are going through it with these men who have been cheated on, who have been abused, who have been lied to.
My thing is this. What happened when your needs kick in? What happened when your sexual needs kick in? Then what? I bet you all that shit gonna go out the door. When you know you need to get you some, you're going to go get you some. Let's be adult about it.
I'm here to tell you right now, we don't care.
Let me tell you.
We don't care.
See, this is another reason. It's wild. Like, she thinks she makes a lot of sense, right? She's talking about how she sees things, but what she's seeing is leaving her in a state of fear. Like, who wants to even consider being with a lady that's in a state of fear?
Potential romantic partner. We have to take that out of the equation, because I think that when we have this conversation, people get very emotional because they only see black men as his value if they were his potential, as if he was your potential romantic partner. And I've been guilty of doing that throughout the years, but I think that we have to take that out of the equation. Let's look at them as brothers, colleagues, peers, people. You can grow up in the same environment and it looks like we have the same access to the same things, and we do not. I grew up in the same household as my three brothers, and we all had different experiences with the same set of parents. I am 28. I have a 25-year-old and a 19-year-old. The 25 and 19-year-old were not put on a college track, and we were in the same household. They were told to follow and pursue football from Little League, 6 years old, till 18, 19 years old. That your only way to go to college and your only reason to go to college is to pursue D1 athletics. That's the only thing that has been drilled into my brother's brains in my household. And so I am telling this story based off of what I've seen in my household, and I believe is happening in a lot of black households in schools. If you are not an exceptional student, nerd, bookworm, or an exceptional athlete, people are not pouring into black men to go to college in most black environments. So I really want us to talk about it in a solution-oriented way, not in a, well, are they eligible to be romantic partners? Take your feelings out of it and talk about how we can bring solutions to the community. Why are we not catering to the boys that are in the middle, that are just average students? Average black women are encouraged to go to college. Get degrees. It's for college. It's for black women. But black men, unless you're exceptional athletically or academically, people are not pouring into them. And
I want you guys to pay attention right there. That's the problem.
And when it comes to what's going on within the black community, it's not being talked about. You know, basically, if you're not an elite individual, sports and so forth, you just average, you're going to get overlooked.
I mentor young black students on the high school level here in Atlanta. So I'm talking based off of what I know, not based off of scrolling on Instagram, scrolling on TikTok, and just, running my mouth. So let's just have a real conversation, provide real solutions, create real initiatives that help those boys who are in the middle, who are the C+ students, get into college and help them pick degrees that will lead to a fulfilling career. That's it.
Now, I will say this. I don't like what she said in the beginning. I have to start not considering dating black men when black women are struggling more. But I don't want to point out, I want to say this. She's somewhat right, but she's saying it the wrong way. Like, yes, I think more black men need to be taught to get into the right fields, the right career fields that pay the right money, right? Maybe IT, maybe if he's going to be a nurse or a doctor, things like that, right? But still, guys should also be pushed towards blue collar work too. But to say what you said, I have to consider this is how a lot of black women are talking. Like, I don't think you realize, like, you think you seem educated. That's how most black women are. Toot themselves up when they're struggling. Actually, I'm not going to explain it. I'm going to let my brother hear. He made this video a day ago, and he's getting tired of it too. He explains exactly the problem with a lot of black women's mentalities.
Student loans in America, while simultaneously having the second lowest income in America beside Native Americans. So I find it odd how there are black women on TikTok right now talking about black men and their literacy rates and their ability to go to college. I just want black women to stop bragging about being the most indoctrinated group in America. I don't see what's so good about going to a university and getting a degree that is not in STEM 92% of the time. Most of your degrees are in psychology and sociology. Imagine having those degrees and still being manipulated into becoming single mothers. The highest single motherhood rate in America. The highest abortion rates in America, accounting for 48% of all the total abortions in the United States.
And see, large number of women would shame him for what he's saying, because what he's saying is the truth. And then he's backing it up with facts. At the end of the day, you know, you have a large number of women, yeah, they're doing good right now with the degrees and so forth, but yet, and they're making the money to get into the bag. But guess what? They're the most in debt. Yeah, you have a large number of women that are, you know, they buying houses and all that, but yet struggle to maintain that house. So is it really good to sit up there and brag and boast about you getting your house? Not knowing a large number of women, what they're not talking about is a large number of women are losing their homes because they're finding out that it is hard to maintain by yourself. But these are the same ones that said they don't need no man. Help me make it make sense.
The highest eviction rates in America. The highest obesity rates in America. The biggest failures when it comes to parenting in America. The truth is, the black men that are being brought up in these single mother households are not being raised to be men. Black women are trying to outsource it by sending them into physical contact sports. You can't outsource a father. And I think y'all should start prioritizing that. You should also prioritize that for your daughters, because maybe they wouldn't be manipulated into going into 50K student debt and then graduating and getting a job that's 30K a year. And then
a large number of these women that had no father in the household behaving the way they behave as an adult. Because we see that too. We're going to acknowledge that too. We hear that on all of these podcast shows. When we hear these types of women, these modern type women talk the way they talk, you can tell no father was in your household. You grew up in a single parent household. You listen to the wrong people. You're not really about that life. Everything you talking about, acting like you Billy Badass on camera, on someone's podcast. But when the cameras and the lights are off, everything you talk about, you don't live.
Fatality. And begging the government for financial assistance afterwards.
That's what's happening. And the brother said it all. And that conversation needs to stop, right? But it's crazy. She said, I need to reconsider, or what, I forgot she said it. Like, I'm not going to date black men again or something like that. But it's crazy. She's saying, I'm going to divest. I get it. But men are divesting because of what? Your attitudes.
And at first, I was a little hesitant to admit that. But honestly, I think a lot of people deal with that, the struggle of not knowing how to be single. But I also think that it's a journey, and it's something that we all have to go through as human beings. And I think that that's okay.
The energy you're bringing, though, is good. This is what men want to hear, right? Men want to hear ladies talking like this, in this manner, in this fashion. Guys are yearning for this. You may very well get a guy very soon. Just stay open. Only thing is, right now, guys are not chasing, so it's a little hard.
On that note, we gone. One.
Victory lap.